Linda Albert is a college professor, a counselor, and an author. In previous years, she was a middle school teacher in New York. She specialized in behavior problems in children. She is currently a director of Family Education Center in Tampa, Florida since 1982. She has written various articles and books, where she is most known for her work in the cooperative discipline theory. She has also been a spokesperson for several workshops and training events teaching on her theory. What is cooperative discipline? It was influenced by Adlerian psychology and the works of Rudolf Dreikurs. Albert states when educators involve students in their classroom discipline and instruction, misbehavior will be minimized. Additionally, when parents are aware of a teacher's procedures, they are able to better support them at home. A safe and orderly classroom will also help students to stay focused and on track. It is a student's choice in how they act, but when students do not feel they are accepted in class or that they belong, they tend to act out. Even though the student believes their actions are to prove a point, they are considered mistaken goals. That will be discussed next. When students do not feel like they belong or they do not have their needs met in a classroom, they will misbehave in hopes that they will be heard. Students will seek out their mistaken goals in 4 different ways, according to Linda Albert. Number 1 is attention seeking. They will tap their pencil, they will show off, or just call names in general. The second is power seeking. Students do as they please, they ignore instruction, they disrespect their educator as well as their peers, and they purposely defy rules. Third is revenge seeking. Verbal attacks on the teacher, destruction of property, and physical attacks on others. The fourth is avoidance of failure. Students become difficult, they withdraw from class, or they quit trying in order to avoid being thought of as a failure to their peers or their parents or their teacher. On a positive note, if the student is attention seeking, they show a desire to have a positive relationship with the teacher. They're just unsure on how to connect to them. For power seeking, students show good verbal skills and leadership abilities. Revenge seeking, relationships can be formed, but we encourage students to talk to a professional for any problems that they may be facing. Avoidance of failure. Students have a longing for success and the ability to succeed. This success may just be in activities outside of the classroom, such as music, art, technology, or sports. Miss Albert developed many strategies in her theory designed for classroom use. The first one being the 3 C's. Capability, connect, and contribute are each ways that students can feel successful in the classroom. Capability is the I can level. Students feel they are capable of accomplishing work and responsibilities that are given to them in school that help them be successful. The second is connect. Establish and maintain positive relationships with the teachers and their peers. And then there's contribute. We need to make it possible for students to contribute in the classroom when they feel school is pointless or they have no other way out. A second strategy is considered the 5 A's. How can students feel connected? The 5 A's were developed as part of the second of the 3 C's, connect. Albert feels that when students are able to make connections with their peers and their educators, they become more cooperative in the classroom. The 5 A's are feeling accepted, regardless of their circumstances or their background, being shown attention, that is being present or engaged in whatever this child may have going on. They want to feel appreciated and be proud of their good behavior. They want to be shown affirmations. It's just recognizing when a student is exhibiting good behavior or good character, and we make positive comments. And last is affection. Genuinely caring for a student and showing it will make that student feel connected into the classroom. When a student does misbehave, it is important for them to understand consequences will be issued. These consequences are not meant to be punishments. They should be considered teachable moments to help students make better decisions. Albert developed the 4 R's to help teachers determine appropriate consequences. The 4 R's are related, reasonable, respectful, and reliably enforced. Related should mean students face a consequence that is directly related to their misbehavior. Reasonable. A consequence should be parallel to the misbehavior. Respectful. Consequences should be firm but friendly. There should not be any shaming involved. And lastly, reliably enforced is to issue the consequence and be sure to follow through with it. How can we help these students? It is our job to set our standards, our students up for success, and to recognize weak points. Albert discusses many ways we can help these students succeed and refrain from misbehaving. The last thing students need is one more person telling them that they are wrong and being belittled for it. We need to encourage students by building their confidence. Let them know that making mistakes is okay. We are all human. Offer to hear their opinions in an open discussion. Involve their parents in their learning and classroom instruction or discipline. Ask for helps on tasks that can be accomplished in the classroom. And also provide ways for them to give back to their community and help their other peers. This may just be, as a small group in the classroom, something for them to feel important. Situations in the classroom that could arise are: number 1. I had a student that had a rough morning. As soon as he entered my classroom, he starts acting out by tapping his foot on the floor and interrupting other students when they start talking. I can tell the student is only acting out and seeking attention. I can conclude he needs to talk about what happened earlier in the day. I pull him to the side and ask him what is wrong. He opens up to me and lets me know that he did poorly on a test in a previous class and was just having a bad day. This student should not have acted out by any means, and I let him know that his actions were unreasonable. However, I do not feel he needs to be punished over a simple bad day. The student began to actively engage with the other students and did not interrupt any longer. All he wanted to do is establish a connection to me. Situation number 2. I gave my second period class a lesson on finding what interest will be paid on their new car. A student is actively defying the rules of getting up from his seat and being disrespectful, as he interrupts me while I'm instructing. I recognize the student is exhibiting a power-seeking situation, and the student has great leadership skills on any other day. I change the course of direction and invite the student to come to the front of the classroom and assist me in giving the instruction. I actively engage him in determining the interest found. He then feels connected and capable. The student forgets about causing a disruption and instead becomes an asset to the classroom and to his peers. Situation number 3. A student that has had several discipline issues has finally had a change of heart. She has quit name-calling and catfighting with her peers. She has not had to be sent to the principal's office and seems to be genuinely happy. I praise her for her good behavior. She needs to feel that her efforts are being noticed and her behavior is appreciated in my classroom. It is a nice change from the previous turmoil.